Okay guys, welcome back to Skyblock episode 2, and I've been mining a little bit since the last episode. We haven't been doing too much, I'll be honest, but I don't want to skip it too much for you guys. And what we just did then was break our first wooden pickaxe, but I think it's time that we upgraded to cobblestone and got ourselves something nice. But I feel really dumb, I'm always holding onto my billy. If you're wondering why it's called a billy, it's because I'm using the Australian language pack. I just think it's hilarious, so that's why I use it. But this episode, I really want to keep expanding this island down below us here. And what that'll do is allow us to keep using these dirt blocks without having a risk of losing them to the oblivion below us. And you guys are hopefully enjoying this series right now. I'm recording this off the back of the last one. And as always, if you'd like to see more episodes, leave me a comment, let me know. Or a like rating, and it would be highly appreciated. But anyway guys, we're going to continue off where we were in the first episode, and I really just want to make it through the night without dying. And what's going to start happening is you'll notice my hunger situation's it's not too good right now. So my goal is to get over to this sandbag over here as soon as I can. And what that'll allow us to do, I'm not too sure, but I think there's some sort of food source that we can kind of get. Other than that, I don't know what else we can use. If we look in our chest, we've really got nothing to work with. We can eat apples, I guess, is our only other option. But these trees aren't growing very quickly. But one thing we can... Nope. Nope, no, 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 nope. That was bad. What we can do now, considering we have a fair bit of cobblestone, is try and work on this lighting situation. And what the original Skyblock taught me was something I didn't actually know before. And what I might do is actually remove this wooden block here and replace the furnace with it. I'm not too sure why my dude stopped mining it, but I'm not too sure how fast we'll mine that out. I might just have a check that. Okay, that's not good. I don't like the speed in which I knocked that out. But anyway, I guess that'll do us. So, in the first episode we left aside 2 eucalyptus wood, and you're probably wondering why, but now, this is it. What we can do if we put this wood in here, just regular logs, and cook that with any other form of fuel, that'll give us charcoal, and what that'll do, obviously, is allow us to start lighting this place up. So that's something I didn't know until I played this map, and it's kind of a handy tip. No matter what you're doing, especially in custom maps, it's definitely a very, very useful thing to remember. But what we're going to do with this torch is try and light up near the trees. I'm not too sure if trees require lighting to kind of grow, but I don't want to be making the mistake of not putting light there even if they need to be. So we're going to put one there anyway. Also, we're going to put a torch here. Make sure that goddamn ice doesn't keep freezing up again and we just remain with water. I might put this here. Eventually mobs are going to start spawning if we get too far away, and that's going to be interesting. But as I said, we need to stick away our good stuff whenever we go down below. And I don't want to be using water to get up and down, so what we're going to do is upgrade to cobblestone stairs. I'm glad I didn't take damage from that, I was kind of nervous. But what this does is obviously allows us to keep the water in the cobblestone generator as opposed to wasting it on a fountain. Eventually we're going to get to the point where we have unlimited water, but currently we really need to preserve the one source block that we have. So that is the crucial ingredient into expanding my island, because without it, I honestly... Without that water source block, there's no way I can create infinite source blocks with the other water source block. I'm going to stop saying the word source block because it's weirding me out. So we need to, as the morning arises, keep digging away out, and eventually we need to get to that island. So what we might do here, guys, is speed up a little bit and mine a stack of cobblestone. So I will join you guys once we've done that. Okay, so 64 blocks of cobblestone, I think that's good. That's a good thing to start with. Now, what I want to do is obviously keep expanding this, but the only issue is I feel like that sound is too low, and I'm probably going to have to go down in my little underground here as our peaceful little Minecraft music starts. Now, I don't know if we're going to get all the way across, but this obviously doesn't need to be a very... I hear burning, that's not good. That cannot possibly be good. Nope. Bad lava, god damn. Okay, what I might do, since this lava's being cheeky, we're We're going to pick you up and put you away. Silly lava. Okay, so that's one thing you can do to combat the lava, I suppose. I might put this back down. I don't want to bring that with me. Now, I'm going to put my pickaxe away because I don't think I would have any other option but to remove these wood blocks if I lost it, which would suck. So, until these trees grow, there's really not much I can do in terms of using my wood. And I want to make sure I got this aligned properly. Otherwise, my island's going to look all wonky. Okay, so I don't know if that's exactly the center, but it looks like it's a line anyway. So, if we can get fairly close, I don't imagine we're going to get all the way there. Actually, we actually might. It's not as far as I thought it would be. But I really want to make sure before I update any of the sound blocks, I want to make sure that there is definitely a solid base underneath it that allows the sound to fall on top of it. Because there is an achievement to get 16 glass panes, and if all this sand drops into oblivion, that achievement is not going to happen. So that's the unfortunate thing about this map. And one of the better things about it is that if you screw up once, you pay for it indefinitely, which is harsh, but I really do think it makes the map a lot better, a lot more exciting to play, as opposed to a map that just lets you fail over and over again. Okay, so it looks like we probably need about 40 more cobblestone maybe. But the reason why we're doing this in the daytime is just to make sure that mobs don't spawn on it. But obviously at night time, that's all going to change. So I really want to coordinate my trees growing with expanding this island out, because what's going to happen if I don't have torches is I'm going to get creepers creeping me, and that's not something I want at this stage. And I'll probably just do some really dodgy measures just to make sure that they don't get me. But at the same time, I just want to make sure it doesn't happen in the first place. So we're going to just mine a few more cobblestone here, and we may actually run out of pickaxe before we get the desired amount. But I'm going to rejoin you guys once we hit 40 cobblestone, because I think that'll be enough. Okay, and bam, there we go, 40 cobblestone. Now, as I said, this may not be enough. We're going to put little old Billy away here. Oh no, is this lava going to play up again? If I come back to a burnt down station here, I'm not going to be happy. But anyway, I'm going to risk it. Just for you guys. But anyway, this should be enough to get us to the... Oh my god, I brought my pickaxe as well. This is not good. So, the goal is to kind of just make a little... I don't know, is my fat head going to fit onto this? I hope so. The goal is, before I was really interrupted by my fat head, is to just create a little platform that's going to allow this sand to fall peacefully without any of it falling into the blueness that we have below us. So I'm going to try and create a 1 block buffer around the outside, just in case my measurements are off, because I have done it in the past. I think I may have played this on multiplayer for briefly, but what happened is that this went down into this, and that was not good. That was the end of that playthrough, let's just say that. If you guys have been with this channel for a really long time, you may remember I released a video way back when, was a speed art of this, a speed edit rather, of this map, and we just ran out of hunger. But what we did is we had 3 of us playing the map, and 1 of us floating in the sky watching, and what we did is we time-lapsed the whole thing. It was about 3 hours of footage. I can't quite remember off the top of my head how much exactly it was, but we condensed it into about 2 minutes. That was a fairly interesting video, but I don't think it's on my channel anymore. I'm pretty sure I was stupid enough to use some copyrighted music, but if you're interested in checking that video out, it's actually on my first channel. I don't know, just Phoxine without the 2 at the end. You should be able to find it. Yeah, that was an interesting video to make, and I was pretty happy with how it turned out. As I said, I was just stupid enough to use music that I didn't have permission to use. Anyway, so what we should be able to do now... What the... I don't know if you guys just saw that. That block just went on an adventure of its own. That was a little bit crazy. But I think we better put that away just in case. And what we have here is surely enough cobblestone to finish this off. Now... hopefully there is some... Actually, a tree just grew. I just realized that. It's probably been grown for 5 minutes, but I did not even see that. And we just luckily got one of the biggest trees that could potentially even spawn. So I'm pretty happy with that. Although I'm not happy that I can't run. It's always frustrating to revert back into the alpha days where you couldn't sprint. Okay, so once we place these two last blocks here and here, we should be able to update these safely. Alright, lovely. And we've got to make sure to pick up this cactus because that is also an achievement. But there we go. 10 obsidian for another portal. A watermelon for watermelons to eat. And pumpkin seeds for pumpkins. Amazing. So I'm going to take this chest with me. I don't have any use for it over here. And what it'll allow me to do is create a double chest, obviously. And what I'm going to do is just pick all of this sand up right now. And what that's going to allow me to do is kind of shut this area off until I need it again. Wow. Right, we might grab this cactus. That was risky, but necessary. I might actually, as I grab this, hang around the perimeter, give it a smaller and smaller probability of jumping out into oblivion. But once we grab all this sand, I'll probably put it away. I don't really have much use for it, apart from reeds, I think. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure you can grow reeds on dirt as well. But I'd like to use the sand for the reeds, just so I can use the dirt for trees. And obviously you can't grow trees on... Can you? No, you can't grow trees on sand. And so I kind of want to use the block types to their fullest potential and make sure not to waste any of these blocks because they are also precious. So when we get up here, I might actually check how much time we have left. But obviously I want to get stuck into a melon farm as soon as I can. But it looks like all 3 of my trees have grown, so that's fantastic. I really didn't expect that. It looks like the lava's behaved itself and is no longer spewing. And obviously the sand's going to be used for cactus, although I don't really think it's necessary to kind of get into cactus farming just now. And I've got to make sure to make these into seeds. But what I might do is actually check how much time we have left in this episode, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to try and squeeze in a little bit more before we get into the next episode. Give you guys a bit of bonus time. It's always hard when you do something sped up, like the cobblestone mining. It's hard to really get a gauge of what is actually 15 minutes, but I'm going to try and stick to my word and try and get these episodes in 15-minute intervals. But before we go, what we're going to have to do definitely is plug up this thing here. This is not going to be good. This spells disaster, but once we do this, as you see, these mobs are going to spawn like absolute crazy. And just simply because that's the only single blocks that they can spawn in. I really want to set up a mob trap at some stage, but once we get a little bit more cobblestone. But in between this episode and next episode, I'm going to do some more cobblestone mining, because I feel like that's a good intermission point, and we can start off with cobblestone every single episode as opposed to mining it, because that is a large percentage of what you're going to be doing. Compared to anything else, cobblestone mining really is the foundation of this playthrough. Well, this map rather, not exactly this playthrough. Which is one downside. There's not too many alternatives. But in the next episode, we're probably going to cut down these trees and try and expand this. Make it a little bit better. But anyway, guys, I think we'll call it a wrap for this episode. I might hold off the the watermelon until the next one. Simply, I don't know if we have enough wood. We'll make the hoe. So we're ready to go. I'm like Dr. Seuss and up in this shit. Anyway, guys, so that was episode 2 of my Skyblock playthrough. Hope I'm running out of words to say correctly. And as always, thank you for watching the video, guys. I look forward to you coming in the next one. And take care.